This is your High Desert Sports Report, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Barstow Aztecs Quentin Hunter and Nicholas Goa and Silverado Hawk Nico White earned top Desert Sky League postseason awards. Quentin Hunter, the 6', 265-pound defensive tackle, is DSL Most Valuable Player. He registered 5 tackles a game against DSL opponents, 17 solo tackles, 3.5 sacks among his 12 tackles for a loss his senior year. A repeat selection, Quentin Hunter was Desert Sky League Defensive Player of the Year his junior year. Nicholas Goa is the Desert Sky League Offensive Player of the Year for a second year in a row. The 5'6", 165-pound running back averaged 150 yards rushing a game before the postseason. In the postseason run, ending with the CIF 4AA state championship, he scored 9 of his 31 touchdowns on the year. Offensive linemen Alan Wilder, 74, and Draylon Brown, 62, are first-team All-DSL. Alan Wilder is 6'3", 305. Draylon Brown, 6'1", 265. Both are seniors, and both are repeat first-team All-Desert Sky League. A.J. Lealofi is another repeat selection first-team All-DSL. The 6'1", 195-pound senior defensive back led all Desert Sky League defenders with 8 interceptions. Kamari Malloy is first-team All-DSL wide receiver. The 5'9", 150-pound Kamari Malloy led Aztecs receivers with 6 touchdowns on pass receptions. He also scored 2 rushing touchdowns his senior season. Kick return specialist and all-purpose running back and wide receiver Alo Lealofi is first-team All-League. The 5'8", 165-pound senior was second on the team in pass receiving yardage. He caught 5 touchdown passes and ran for 3 touchdowns. Aztec senior Elijah Sanchez, 6, is the All-DSL kicker. 4 more Aztecs join Quentin Hunter on the All-DSL first team on defense. Iasofa Lealofi, 1, averaged 8 tackles a game and registered 8.5 sacks. A repeat first team All-Desert Sky League selection. The 6'2", 200-pound middle linebacker plays next at Sac State. Linebacker Elijah Liliamina, 11, drops back in pass defense in the 4AA title game and makes the interception. He is 5'11", 185, a sophomore, the Aztecs tackles leader with just under 9 tackles a game. 53 is T.J. Epps, a 6'3", 285-pound senior defensive tackle, first team All-DSL. 22 is Xavier Collins, a 6'2", 190-pound strong safety, a senior, and a repeat All-Desert Sky League selection. Clay Lilimena's amazing Aztecs season ended with a 10-game winning streak, sweeping DSL opponents, winning CIF's Division 7 title before ending with the victory in the 4AA state championship game. Silverado linebacker Nico White earned the Desert Sky League Defensive Player of the Year award. The 5'10", 210-pound junior middle linebacker averaged 11 tackles a game on the year and over 30 sacks. Nico White registered 10 tackles a game with 28 solo tackles among his 55 tackles against Desert Sky League opponents. A repeat selection, Nico White is among the Hawks earning all CIF honors last season when Silverado won the Division 10 championship. 3 Hawks join Nico White on the All-Desert Sky League first team on defense. Taron Thompson is a 6'3", 315-pound defensive end who registered 3.5 sacks his senior year. He is another Hawk who was all CIF in 2024. In fact, Taron Thompson was voted the CIF Southern Section Division 10 Defensive Player of the Year, leading the team in tackles during the championship run. Jaden Jones is first-team All-League defensive back. Like many of these Hawks, a two-way starter, the 5'11", 170-pound senior, he is number 5. He's shown here blocking for Jaden Pauling. Darian Walls is a junior defensive back. He is 6'1", 170. He and Nico White, the two Hawks underclassmen, named first team All-DSL. These Hawks are first team All-League on offense. Torian Thompson did the heavy lifting, opening the holes for running back Amorion Bailey and providing pass protection for the Hawks' aerial attack. Torian Thompson is 6'3", 355, a senior. Amorion Bailey led Silverado ball carriers, averaging 130 yards a game. The 5'11", 170-pound senior scored 12 touchdowns, tops on the team. Jaden Pauling led Hawks receivers with 9 touchdowns among his team-high 29 receptions. He is 6'4", 195, another Hawk who was all CIF his junior year. Silverado went 3-1 in league, 6-5 overall under Kieran Jones in his 6th season at the helm of the Hawks. Silverado has made the CIF playoffs every year. Kieran Jones has been the Hawks' head coach. The Victor Valley Jackrabbits' 8 first-team players include 4 underclassmen, 2 of them freshmen. Number 1 among High Desert players being recruited is Makai Buchanan, a 6'1", 185-pound running back who has scholarship offers from UCLA, Oregon, Arizona, Arizona State, Arkansas, Georgia, Purdue, and Louisville, and he has made one official visit to USC. He rushed for just under 700 yards and averaged just over 7 yards a carry, scoring 9 touchdowns in his freshman season. Victor Villa, 6, shown here on defense, is a senior member of the Rabbits Buchanan Blocker and Villa Touchdown Club. Vic Villa led ball carriers with 724 yards. He scored 7 touchdowns. Vic Villa is a 5'6", 175 two-way starter and twice first team All-DSL. Senior wide receiver Nicholas Blocker, 0, led the Jackrabbits with 19 touchdowns, 10 of them running the ball. Nicholas Blocker is 5'7", 164. 58 is Lucas Galvez, a 6', 250-pound freshman. The Jackrabbits center, first team, All-DSL, O-lineman. Terrian Mathis, 10, heads up the list of 4 Rabbits named first team All-League on defense. The excitable 6'5", 235-pound defensive end / defensive tackle / outside linebacker averaged 8 tackles a game and recorded 3 sacks. Terrian Mathis is named the All-DSL utility player. He has committed to NCAA Division I, Weber State University. Linebacker Michael King, 30, was the Jackrabbits' tackles leader the past year. The 6', 195-pound junior averaged 11-plus tackles a game and recorded 3 sacks among his 31 solo tackles. Southern Methodist, the University of South Florida, and Sacramento State are the first colleges to offer Michael King a scholarship. Cornerback Trayvon Sanders, 3, led the Jackrabbits in interceptions with 4. The 5'10", 170-pound senior is first team All-DSL. Jeremiah Hollowell, 99, is first team All-DSL. This 6'4", 270-pound junior led his team in sacks the past season with 4. The Jackrabbits finished 2-2 in league, 6-6 overall in Thomas Riley's first season as head coach. With that core of underclassmen, all-league standouts, returning, he looks to improve on that record in 2026. Granite Hills senior Amir Sneed is the All-DSL first-team quarterback. The 5'9", 180-pound dual threat led the area in touchdowns with 27, 13 scoring passes, and 14 running the ball. He was the Cougars' leading ground gainer, averaging 116 yards a game. He is shown here the touchdown pass to first-team All-League wide receiver Kalen Edwards, whose 29 receptions include 3 for touchdowns. Kalen Edwards, like Amir Sneed, a repeat All-League selection. Kalen Edwards is 5'10", 165. O-lineman Ivan Mering, a 6'2", 248-pound senior, repeat selection, and junior Sean Ruiz are first-team All-DSL. Nehemiah Hankins, 11, a Cougars two-way starter, is first-team All-League for a third time this year at defensive end. At 6'3", 175, Nehemiah Hankins averaged 6.5 tackles a game and led the Cougars with 7 sacks. He also led Cougars receivers with 7 of his 29 pass receptions going for touchdowns. Quincy Lockhart, Granite Hills 6'3", 190-pound senior outside linebacker, just under 9 tackles a game, first team All-DSL. The Cougars finished 1-3 in the DSL, 4-6 overall under Alex Gonzalez in his 11th season as Granite Hills head coach. Barstow winning the 4AA state championship kicks off Video Sports Top Sports Stories of 2025. Barstow High School, CIF State 4AA football champions. The Aztecs winning the championship with a come-from-behind 17-7 victory over Sutter. The Aztecs' offensive go-to guy, Nicholas Goa, scored both touchdowns. This the game winner on a 28-yard run in the third quarter. Nick Goa, 5'6", 165-pound senior superstar, reigning DSL Offensive Player of the Year. Trailing 7-0 at the half, the Aztecs' defense ignited the comeback. Watch Quentin Hunter, 52, the 6'2", 265-pound reigning DSL Defensive Player of the Year, the sack here. Sutter's quarterback had thrown 3 interceptions all season coming in. Aztecs defenders pick him off 3 times in the second half. Elijah Lilamuna, 11, 6', 185-pound sophomore, the interception here. A.J. Leolofi, 7, intercepts here. A.J. Leolofi is 6', 195, a senior. Junior Dagan Cardenas, 20, also registers an interception. Clay Lilaminas, Amazing Aztecs, CIF 4AA state champions, the first high desert football team to win a state championship. Looking back in high desert sports history in 2015.
Brandon Pierce of Barstow is the Desert Sky League most valuable player on offense. The Aztec running back is the DSL Player of the Year offensively for the 2nd year in a row. Brandon Pierce racked up 1,540 rushing yards and 19 touchdowns in 9 games. Pierce is one of 3 Barstow running backs to make the All-DSL team. Jordan Lando and Isaac Gallegos were both named to the first team, joining offensive lineman Donovan Delton, Idar Vergara, and Brandon Roberts. Delton, 53, a 6'2", 250-pound sophomore. Vergara, 66, a junior, 5'9", 180. Brandon Roberts, 76, 6'3", 285-pound senior tackle. The 5'11", 191-pound Lando carried for over 1,000 yards and scored 11 touchdowns. Lando was also on the first team defense, a defensive back. Isaac Gallegos, 6, 5'11", 205-pound junior running back, 441 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns. Silverado linebacker Alberto Saucedo is the Desert Sky League Defensive Player of the Year. This marks the second straight year a Hawks linebacker is DSL MVP on defense. DSL Defensive Player of the Year, Alberto Saucedo led the Hawks with 77 tackles, including 10 for a loss. He had 2 sacks his senior season. Silverado finished second behind Barstow in the DSL standings. Hawks joining Saucedo as first-team selections on defense, Nick Scantlebury at linebacker, defensive back Ashton Anderson, and tackle Nathaniel Richardson. Richardson another repeat selection. Nathaniel Richardson, 99, 6'2", 250-pound senior. 58, Nicholas Scantlebury, 5'11", 251-pound linebacker, 2 interceptions on the year. Ashton Anderson, 24, 5'8", 165-pound senior defensive back. Victor Valley places 2 players, first team defense, Calvin Torrance, 14, defensive tackle, 5'11", 185-pound senior. Levi Love, free safety, number 4, 6'2", 174-pound senior. Barstow Aztecs selected to the defensive team alongside Jordan Alonzo include linebackers Elijah Peopeo and Ezra Peopeo and tackle Aaron Ramirez. Inside linebacker Elijah Peopeo, 51, 6', 180-pound junior. Ezra Peopeo, 33, 6', 180-pound senior, a repeat selection from last year. Tackle Aaron Ramirez, 79, 6'4", 300 pounds, a junior. Brian Gilmore, 22, a sophomore defensive back and running back, named to the DSL first team at utility. Adelanto linebackers Greg Lucius and Samuela Tupe, defensive lineman Anthony Sykes, and defensive back Tyson Blackman, first team all DSL on defense. Silverado players named first team on offense, running back DeLeon Lucas, wide receiver Latavian Staples, and lineman Pauling Tyson. DeLeon Lucas, a senior, 6', 175 pounds, kick return specialist, 1,026 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns. Wide receiver Latavian Staples is a sophomore, 5'10", 153-pound speedster, 10 receiving touchdowns, 20 yards per catch. Pauling Tyson, 74, junior offensive lineman, 6'5", 310 pounds. Jackrabbit junior running back Andy Garcia is a repeat first-team selection. Ben Rodriguez, first-team lineman, number 56, 5'11", 260-pound senior. Wide receiver Johnny Ramirez, 11, a two-way selection, first-team offense, second-team defensive end. Ramirez, a 6'3", 205-pound senior. Elijah Whitfield, 9, first-team wide receiver for the Jackrabbits. Adelanto quarterback Shaquille Brown and top receiver Greg Lucius, first team. Granite Hills offensive lineman Mason Gonzalez represents the Cougars.
Victor Valley College Rams football, a top sports story of 2025. The Victor Valley College Rams are American Division Bowl game champions, defeating Santa Monica 38-23 in the inaugural bowl game played at Victor Valley College Rams Stadium. The method of operation was practically a carbon copy of the storyline when David Slover's Rams defeated the champions of the Southern California Football Association Conference 8 weeks earlier. The Rams trailed at halftime and overcame a 10-point deficit early in the third quarter by sustaining 3 grinded-out scoring drives in 9 minutes playing time and entered the fourth quarter with an unsurmountable 28-17 lead. Cale Meisman caught scoring passes in both victories over the visiting Corsairs. The first Rams touchdown came when Seth Burbine hit Darren Gandy on a 2nd and goal at the 6. Seth Burbine's MVP caliber game, 30 of 38 for 339 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Darren Gandy, the only Ram to score 2 touchdowns this day. The former Silverado Hawk is 5'10", 160, a first-year Ram. One major difference in the bowl game victory, all 4 of Seth Burbine's touchdown passes came on plays of under 40 yards. Plays like this touchdown strike to Don Henry. The former Hesperia Scorpion caught 8 passes for 120 yards in this final game of his Rams career. Fellow sophomore Ricky Sampson caught a team-high 10 passes for 126 yards in the rematch against Santa Monica. Carlos Amplio led Rams ball carriers 103 yards on 10 carries. The 5'9", 170-pound freshman out of Serrano scored the longest touchdown of the day, 36 yards, like the play you saw opening this report. Defensive standouts were many. Gabriel Garcia Jr., 31, the freshman defensive back from Hesperia, team-high 6 tackles. Aidan Torres, 44, sophomore linebacker and another former Scorpion, also in on this play. Ethan Lizama, 48, stats show 2 sacks for the 6', 215-pound sophomore defensive end out of Oak Hills. Charles King, 43, in on one of the Rams' 9 tackles for a loss on the day. Charles King, another first-year Ram and former Oak Hills Bulldog. Zatravian Stevenson Henderson, 17, had a pass interception. The 5'9", 175-pound first-year Ram from Las Vegas, shown with this highlights reel hard textbook tackle on the pass receiver. A couple of things to point out in applauding David Slover and his coaching staff. It is very, very difficult to beat an evenly matched opponent a second time in the same season. And this victory required a come-from-behind, all-out team effort. Offense, defense, and special teams under very uncomfortable playing conditions. Halftime adjustments monumental in rallying and finishing the season on a 6-game winning streak. Will the Rams of 2025 go down as the best team in program history? Well, that is worthy of consideration, but without doubt, David Slover's Rams of 2025 are the most successful football team in Victor Valley College history. In keeping with this special edition of your High Desert Sports Report, highlighting top video sports stories of 2025, and then flashing back 10 years to players receiving top postseason honors and awards, we flash back to members of the 2015 Victor Valley College Rams, named to the All-Conference team. The 2015 Rams had become the program's first team to win back-to-back conference championships And they had a player named Defensive Player of the Year among all Southern California Community College players. Looking back in high desert sports history, Victor Valley College Ram Douglas Suttle is the 2015 California Community College Defensive Player of the Year.
Coach Dave Hoover's Victor Valley College Rams have 15 players receive all-conference recognition. Rams defensive end Douglas Suttle is the California Community College's Southern Division Player of the Year. Douglason, a 6'4", 250-pound sophomore, led the state in sacks with 18. Suttle led the Rams with 33 solo tackles and 52 total tackles. Suttle was a unanimous first-team all-conference selection his freshman year for the Rams. He had 12 sacks his freshman season. His 30 career sacks are a Victor Valley College record. Suttle is from Flagler Palm Coast High School in Bunnell, Florida. Suttle has received a full scholarship to play at Arizona State next season. Suttle was also recruited by Auburn and Oregon State. Doug Suttle leads the Victor Valley College contingency of 7 Rams defensive players named all-conference. Outside linebacker D. Bowler, 2, is a unanimous all-league selection a second straight year. Bowler was right behind Doug Suttle in tackles with 49. Bowler is 6'2", 200 pounds, out of Virgin Valley High School in Mesquite, Nevada. Jason Johnson Kipu, 45, his first team all-conference at defensive tackle. Johnson Kipu is a 5'10", 230-pound freshman out of Valley High School in Las Vegas. Johnson Kipu registered 16 solo tackles among his 32 tackles, 7 of them tackles for a loss. Cornerback Jesse Knowles, 23, his first team all-conference. Knowles, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore from Pasadena's Muir High School. Knowles was assigned to cover the opposition's top wide receivers, yet registered 36 tackles his sophomore season. Second team all-conference selections are defensive end Dennis Wynn out of Hesperia High School. Wynn, 91, 6'1", 240-pound sophomore, had 7 sacks among his 35 tackles. 21 of those were solo tackles. The Rams' defense held opponents to an average 15 points per game through the regular season. Their rushing defense was the best in the American Mountain Conference. The Rams wound up the regular season winning their second straight American Mountain Conference championship, the first back-to-back conference championships in Rams football history. The Rams accepted the invitation to play in the Southern California American Division Championship Bowl, the first Victor Valley College Bowl appearance since 2008. This Victor Valley College Sports Report is presented by the Bradco Companies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, the High Desert Mojave River Valley's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Bradco, ardent supporters of the team's athletes and sports programs at Victor Valley College. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies. Iwanzak Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, Conference and Convention Center for the Victor Valley. The Holiday Inn supports our area's teams, schools, athletes, and sports programs.
That will wrap it up on this edition of your High Desert Sports Report. On behalf of Victor Valley TV and Victo Sports Productions, thank you for being with us. We hope you'll be joining us again next time around.